Had a chance, once we've all had a chance to come up from the meditation, I'll push that button again. And for now, I'll see all of you on the other side. Good evening, beloved ones. This is your group soul, Zarina. And as always, we are delighted by the depth and by the tenor of your conversation in the intermingling of light and love and gravity in your conversation. We watch fascinated as your thoughts mingle with one another and as you become lovingly preoccupied with each other's journey, and as you become etherically joined in ways that are so deeply astonishing. Ways, Susanna, that you are noticing when you saw a child wearing a sloth as a onesie, as a pickup from a pattern you had heard here. There are many such events happening in your lives where you pick up on something that was discussed or brought forward here, and you see it in your material lives in a way that engages you once again in the purpose of your soul light, of the why you are here. There is no need to rearrange the furniture in your mind. Your minds are all fine. There is no need to decide on one particular day that you will move things in your mind from place to place. The mind has a beautiful and unique way of figuring out on its own what is needed and what isn't. And your divine minds will always shine a light for you on that which is absolutely necessary, moving your way forward from day to day and from night to night. We have a group of beings that would love to speak with you tonight. There is a combination of beings, some of our friends from the intergalaxy denomination or collaboration convention, they are most certainly here. We're going to begin with our Blessed Lady Nada, who has asked to come forward. And so we are withdrawing now so that our dear Lady Nada may take center stage, as it is called. Please give Lady Nada your love and your light. Oh, that is hardly necessary. Just let me give you mine. You don't need to give me yours. You are always doing so, beloved ones. But really, let me give you mine. I hope that you can now feel my love and my light. The greatest gift for me is to know that you are receiving my love, receiving my admiration, receiving my guidance, receiving my counsel. I've come in to talk to you tonight about a special occurrence for all of humanity that has to do with the removal of the callus. When you think about a callus, say a callus on your hand or your foot, a place in the physical body that has been rubbed so often that the body develops a kind of resistance, a kind of toughness, if you will. Well, there are spiritual calluses as well. And the spiritual calluses that have developed over time in humanity have to do with the rumination of justice, of what is fair, of what is right, and when will certain people be pulled into the light and be told that what they have done is wrong? When will justice come? This desire for justice has a kind of secret in it, in that there is a secret desire for revenge, for recrimination, for making the other fella pay for his or her crime. This has been with humanity for eons, for so long. It's hard to remember exactly when it came into your material justice, but it came in such a way that it became a part of the religious fabric. You see it in all religions. Who will be punished and who will be spared? Who will be sent to hell and who will be sent to heaven? In your consciousness, you understand that there is no heaven, there is no hell, there is only now. And you are now ready to let go of this callous, this place in the soul, this tough place in the soul that is ready now to be softened. This is a part of your being that remembers, and remembers quite clearly, that you are a part of all, a part of everything. And that if you were to cause another being to suffer, that you would suffer immediately. This is where you are at in the stage of your consciousness. You understand now that the entire universe is within you. And if you were to cause the least, tiniest little atom to shrink or to somehow feel that it was less than, you would feel less than in your own being. You are the reparation of this tear in the fabric of humanity. Your consciousness, your insistence that you are a part of everything. We've come in to talk to you about justice because there is a lot of talk on the earth plane these days of people being pardoned and of pardoning people in advance. We have friends here, dear ones from other galaxies, that struggle to understand our Earth system of justice, because for them, there has never been a wrong that has not been felt immediately, or a right that has not been felt immediately. For our friends who come from other galaxies and who are much lighter in their physical bodies, the calluses of the expectation of justice, a limited justice, a justice that demands that certain people be exiled or certain people be called criminal and other people be let free. That limited form of justice is what has caused the callous on the human soul. Many of you are giving into the knowing that forgiveness is the way to soften the inner callous. And many of you are doing brilliant work with forgiveness. I'm going to be coming back to you in a matter of space and time, but I do want to give some open space here to our friends from the other galaxies who would like to talk to you about a rare meeting that they have just had about the meaning of justice throughout the universe. So I will step aside and allow our dear friends from other galaxies to come forward. Precious cousins, dear ones, we have so much love in our hearts for you. We are so looking forward to our mingling with you. We cannot wait. It's going to be an amazing, stunning reunion. We would love to remind you of a time not so long ago when this particular universe burst into being and we were all together, you and all of us and all other sentient beings, all of consciousness in one place before that consciousness began to expand. We were there together at the very beginning. You are not strange to us, nor should we be strange to you. We are your kindred. We are your cousins, your aunts and your uncles, your beloved relatives. We were with you at the very beginning of the unfolding of this universe, and we are coming back to be with you soon for the unfolding of consciousness. So now, let us talk to you about what we have been learning about justice and about what justice means to you here on earth, contrasted with what justice has meant for us in our planes of existence. Lady Nada put it quite accurately, I believe, when she described the callus on your souls, that rough place of expectation that there should be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, that there should be punishment for crime, that there should be karma, that there should be cause and effect. The lawyers in you have argued for this case over and over and over, and now you are left with a callus that has protected you from the ramifications of living exposed and naked with the entire universe in such a way so that if you were to move in such a way that either hurt you or hurt another aspect of the universe, you would feel it immediately. Dear ones, this has been our journey. Your earth justice is strange to us. We cannot fathom putting someone in jail or pardoning somebody. We have always had the sense that that is not our job, not at all. That the universe itself is the justice, the balance, and that the universe has a way of balancing activity so that all things are always moving forward at all times. In your terminology, you have called this grace, the grace of a merciful universe, the grace of a universe that pays it forward rather than pays it back. We do want to let you know that very early on, in our very earliest incarnations, when we also decided that we needed that kind of justice, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, for us, it quickly became apparent that that kind of justice missed the mark. And so let us describe to you our system of justice. In our systems of justice, if ever there was a moment when one being did anything to diminish or slight or put another being out of range of the very power of love, or tried to separate that being from the rest of the universe, which is, of course, impossible. Our system of justice asked that the person who did the quote unquote wrong invite the person that was wronged, or the being that was wronged, into their home. And once that person was invited into their home, the one who had done the wrong thing, the perpetrator, if you will, had to learn all the manners, the languages, the customs, the structure, the belief systems of the being that they had wronged. They had to learn how to walk, how to talk, how to dress, how to function as the very person they had wronged. They had to adopt this person into their family structure in such a way that they could no longer, I must say, that we could no longer feel separate from the being that we had wronged. We could no longer see this other being as somehow different from us, because we had, in a sense, become the other being. You call this walking in another person's shoes, and we love that expression. We think it's apt. We think it suits. We think it brings balance. For us, it's true justice. As we have been monitoring your earth systems, particularly the system of justice, there has been this lingering question for us. How do we respect the earth customs of justice while holding on to our own integrity, our own way of maintaining justice? And now I can feel that so many of you have leapt forward into the beautiful conclusion of what we came to see as a real way of living our justice. And that is, as we introduce ourselves to you, that we will do so in a way that it will be very difficult for you to see us as other. You will learn our language, our customs, our belief systems, and we will learn yours. It will be impossible for us to harm each other without really harming ourselves this way. We will intermingle, you see, in such a way that we infiltrate your consciousness and influence you in what we believe is a very positive way of looking at justice in a brand new way. Many, many times, many seers and many visionaries have had the vision of a beautiful rainbow folding around your planet. This beautiful, you have called the new covenant of mercy, the new covenant where you no longer invent a God that smites or hails fire and brimstone or delivers a fiery punch to that which is the conceived enemy. That God, of course, you are letting go of. And this new consciousness, this new justice, is a feeling into the absolute fairness of the universe itself. And while human beings may not treat each other in ways that are fair, and we grant you this, and we see it, while this is true, over the next several years, you will begin to feel an unfolding in your sense of what is really fair, what is really just. And you will begin to notice that you are allowing the universe itself to do the balancing for you. In your text, you have a phrase, "Justice is mine, saith the Lord." We think that this is a beautiful and somewhat primitive way of describing what is the universe's sense of balance. Justice belongs to the universe. Justice is unfolding. You can allow justice to unfold. There is one of yours, a lovely, lovely human being that we had cause to walk with and to talk with upon your earth plane. We found him highly entertaining. You know him by his name, the philosopher Archimedes. And he brought to you what you now call the Archimedes principle, or the theory of displacement. This beloved soul noticed that when he sat in a bathtub, that the water rose, and that his very sitting in the water caused that water to rise, and that when he got out of the bathtub, that the water came back to its original theory. He became so excited that he ran through the streets without any clothes, saying, "I have found it. I have found it." What did your friend Archimedes really find? Well, we feel that this fine fellow found what is the highest principle of justice. And the highest principle of justice, my dear ones, is that each and every one of us matter, that we take up space, that what we do and what we think and what we say has an effect on the entire universe. We are all Archimedes. And when we get into the bathtub of the universe, the emotions, the water, the vibrations change. And when we move ourselves, the water, the vibration, the emotions change again. We are responsible for the vibrations in the universe. You know that, dear ones. You have been studying that. We want to bring it into you in a different way, so that as you mark our arrival over the coming years, you will also take the time to think about your ideas of justice and mercy and how they are changing, as well as your belief and knowing that you matter. You matter. Each and every one of us, dear ones, matters so dearly. And we say this to you, that you matter. And we say it because there are very many levels of meaning here. One, that yes, in the sense of you are loved, you matter. Yes, that principle is true. In the sense that you are an incredible magnet and that you matter. Yes, this is true. Also in the sense that your soul has weight, that your etheric body has a kind of weight, a kind of matter, that you have always mattered. You are matter. You are the expression of matter. Early in the beginning of the universe, we made ourselves matter by appearing in the form of gaseous mixtures. And those gases spun and we mattered, and those gases cooled down and we mattered, and those gases became planets and stars and galaxies and we mattered. And those gases became life forms and we mattered. And so forth and so on, and we continue to matter. This is what real justice means. Real justice is the ability to look at everyone and everything, to look at us, dear ones, your friends, your cousins from other galaxies, and to say to us with all your hearts, you matter, and to hear us say to you, and you matter. You make a difference. Over the coming years, we will be making our presence known. We will, as mentioned before, come in gradually. Some of you will begin to see those blue lights, beautiful blue lights. That is one of the ways we will be coming in. Some of you will feel a sense of a rainbow coming up in your heart, a sense of true justice, a sense of knowing that you matter not only to your earth plane, but to the entire universe. Some of you will begin to have dreams of mingling with your ancestors and your relatives from galaxies far, far away, of running across a crowded room and finding that long lost uncle that you left behind on another planet. We will have our reunion. It is coming. The darkness will end, and your planet will light up with such a beautiful and strong light. We are depending on it. That's right. We are depending on it. We understand how important your particular planet is in terms of how this whole universe continues to evolve, continues to spread, continues to combine. As some of you have seen, and some of you have heard, and some of you have intuited, at one point, the universe will begin to contract and move back into that primal state, that little pin spot of light. Part of why there is the sense of urgency between all of us now, you and all of us from other galaxies, is we want to have our hearts open as the universe contracts. We want to say to one another, hasn't this universe been a beautiful place? And what have we learned? And what will we take with us as we move forward to create our next universe? Now that is billions upon billions upon billions of years away. You need not trouble your hearts about that. For now, understand that the reunion that is coming is Archimedean in principle, meaning that it is the embodiment of the Archimedes principle, the theory that each and every one of us matters and matters deeply. Hold on to that which you know to be true. Hold on to the knowing. that you were there when the universe was born, that you and I and many others gathered here, that all of us together, that we all said, let there be light. And there was light. That we all said, let there be beautiful galaxies. Let there be many patterns. Let there be fractals and geometry and mathematics and algebra. Let there be vibration. Let there be causality. But let causality have its end in forgiveness. And let love have the final say. That's what we said at the very beginning. Let there be no crime, no punishment. Let there only be love. This is what we said. This is what we're leaning into. This is why we are so excited. Now, beloveds, there is one more thing we wanted to bring forward, and that is the idea of harmonics, the idea of harmony, of music, of harmony. Your beloved Cecilia is on the right track as she engages in the listening to music that she knows is going to lift and feed her soul and remind her that she matters, that she is also the place where light begins, that she is the place that says, let the law of cause and effect fade and let the law of love take over. You see, music and harmony is one of the ways that you earthlings have of bringing yourselves together, and we have great respect for it. We do not have the kind of music that you have, and you will need to forgive us for that. We may disappoint you in that arena. Know that it is your musicianship which counts, and we are counting upon you to lift your musicianship up, to lift your harmony up. What does this mean? It doesn't mean that you have to pick up an instrument or sing. It only means that you understand that your soul is a vibrating string of music. And as that vibrating string, you are enough. You bring the universe into harmony. But again, dear friends, you on earth have a special way with music that no one else has ever come close to. Trust that and know that when we come in, we will be asking you, play us your music. Let us sit and listen to your music. This is one of the ways that you can be good hosts to us. Know that we'll be wanting that. Play that music for us. It's one of the ways that we will know that you are ready for us. You have been so patient with us. You have given us all this time and space in your heart, and we thank you. We're going to now step aside and let your beloved Lady Nada come back to you, because we know how precious she is to you. Thank you, cousins. Thank you, family. We will see you soon. We do love you so. And this is your Lady Nada coming forward. Beloveds, I was privy to all that our friends and neighbors brought in from the other galaxies. And I was so delighted in the way that you all paid deep attention and allowed the harmony, the sound from their being to move into yours and become a mighty fulcrum, a resting place for your movement. Dear ones, we would have you remember and trust that you are evolving quite quickly. There has never been a time on this planet when humans have evolved this fast. So be kind to yourselves. Be kind to your human bodies. We hear you when you say you are depressed, when you say you are tired. My beloveds, it's because you are evolving so quickly. It is fast, rapid growth, and your bodies are telling you that you need rest. Depression is often a result of growing very quickly. Depression is what happens when an animal grows a new skill or finds a new way to fly or to move across the desert. Depression is quite natural, my beloveds. It happens for all of us, and it happens when we evolve, when we grow. So if you are feeling depressed or very tired, we want you to know, as your friend Carolyn has mentioned, that you come by it honestly. From our point of view, it has to do with your evolution, and that you and so many other human beings are moving very quickly. It's the fastest period of growth that we have ever seen in human consciousness. The very fastest, the quickest, the most rapid. So do be patient with yourselves. Remember to take care of your physical bodies. Give yourselves plenty of rest. Bless yourselves over and over. This amazing time that you have chosen to weave yourself into, this amazing time is your destiny. And it is your destiny, dear ones, to bear much fruit, precious, beautiful fruit for this time. It is your destiny, dear ones, to bring in a new gospel, to bring in a new consciousness, to let go of the callous, the need for virtue over evil, the need for crime or punishment, the need for karma. You are now letting go of that callous. You do not need that anymore. You can face the universe soft, 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 enlightened, pure, and free. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of us. Thank you for being served as you serve. And this is your group Souls Arena. We want to thank Lady Nada and our beautiful cousins, as they call themselves, our friends, our relatives from other galaxies, for coming in so close and reinforcing what we know deep in our souls to be true. Beloveds, it is now time to remember your physical bodies, to remember that you do have feet, you have toes. You have beautiful instruments called hands, you have fingers, you have eyelashes, you have hair upon your head, and every hair is numbered and counted by the entire universe. You are precious. You matter. And as you embrace the matter that you are, know that everything you think and say and do is an enormous contribution to the ongoing unfolding and evolution, not only of this planet, but of the entire universe. Bless you, dear ones, and namaste.